Have you ever wondered why, even though you've worked so hard, grinding from morning to night, truly valuable assets like a house in the city center still remain forever out of reach? The truth is, a society that wants to operate stably must inevitably maintain a large number of people in the lower class. This is not a moral issue, but a core operating principle. The system needs a constant crowd producing goods and services to serve as its engine of growth. They must devote most of their time and mind to work, and then consume the very products they make. To keep this cycle running, society allows you to have a more comfortable life than your parents, to travel, and to eat freely. But the assets that truly accumulate are always kept at a level that is extremely difficult to access. Why is that so? Because if the masses are no longer preoccupied with the need for survival, they will begin to have time to question the superstructure. But the system also cannot allow widespread impoverishment to occur. Extreme poverty would lead to instability and resistance. Therefore, the middle and lower classes are kept at a standard of living comfortable enough that they do not feel cornered. In developed countries such as Japan, South Korea, or Western nations, the lying flat or giving up trend among young people is exploding. It's when they realize that even if they toil their entire lives, they still cannot afford a single square meter of land. The award-winning cinematic works that reflect the divide between rich and poor are precisely a warning bell. But the cleverness of the system lies in turning those very pains into entertainment products to reap profits. Social media, entertainment programs, and a few short trips each year act as a soothing medicine. They make you temporarily forget the pressure and no longer stay lucid enough to re-examine the entire system. Looking back at history, in feudal times, the aristocracy controlled the land and leased it to peasants to farm. During the Industrial Revolution, owners possessed the factories and hired laborers. But today, what do the financial elite control? They control the flow of money, data, technology, and the rules of the game to orchestrate the other classes. In any era, the bottom class is always the most numerous, the most easily replaced, and the one with the least bargaining power. In the past, people used force to suppress. Today, the system employs a far more sophisticated chain of behavioral control through definitions of success, failure, right and wrong, and status. Standards such as, you must own a house and a car before turning 30, or, consumerism, spend as much as you earn, are constantly being drilled into our heads through films, music, and the media. When you spend everything you earn on short-term enjoyment, you will no longer accumulate wealth to break through, yet you still have to keep working hard to maintain that standard of living. In the second step, the system makes the crowd police one another. We ourselves become the guardians of the norms, judging others and blaming ourselves for not trying hard enough instead of questioning the rules of the game. The most effective prison is one where the prisoners police one another without any need for guards. The crowd unwittingly becomes the immune system that protects the regime. Those who resist are cast out, those who comply are rewarded. The danger lies not in material poverty, but in the poverty of thinking and the ability to ask questions. Society allows you to choose everything, except two things, the time to reflect and the perspective to see through. The world does not need everyone to be wealthy. If everyone had $1 million, no one would be left to do the essential manual labor that sustains daily life. The system needs just enough stability. A stable salary, a 20-year home loan, a basic insurance package, and a pension. This stability inadvertently kills the drive to break through, making people fear risk and settle for comfort. Look at the reality. Over a working lifetime from age 22 to 60, we only have about 10,000 actual days to earn money. If you only sell your labor directly, your time budget is finite and inflation will always outrun your salary. Many people strive to send their children to school to become doctors or lawyers in order to escape hardship. But in reality, they merely shift from manual labor to high-quality intellectual labor. They still trade their time directly for money. To change your position, you must change the way you create value. Shift from the selling time one for one model to selling value one for many, creating or owning things that can reach many people at once without being limited by individual effort. In the digital age, the barriers have been greatly reduced. You don't need to quit your job immediately, but start building a system that creates sustainable value, no matter how small. The choice is yours, and time waits for no one.